Hello and welcome. My name is Matthew Marquit and this is the second video within the 2D Unity Platformer series. In this particular video we're going to talk about our scene setup and anything else we need to do in order to get started with our 2D platformer. Now first things first, obviously we got to click on the Unity icon and open it up wherever it is on your computer you choose and click that. As you can see, when this first loads up, I do have some projects already started. We're not going to use any of these. We're actually going to click on the new tab here and create a new project. Now you can call this whatever you want. The default is new Unity project. I'm just going to call it 2D platformer. And then of course we can save it to a customized location. As you can see, I actually have a customized location here, or just leave it default. Now the last thing you want to make sure that you do is that you change this from 3D to 2D so that we can have a 2D camera and not have a 3D skybox set within the scene. After that, that's all you really need to do. So let's just hit create project and have it kind of upload that project onto your computer in that particular file location. Now if I added any packages, it would take more time as it installed all those packages, but we're not doing any of that. So here we are with the scene. This is kind of what it looks like. I'm actually going to snap it over here so you guys can see my outline at any given point. Now the layout's a little bit different than probably what you're used to or what is default. So actually I'm even going to change it another time. We're going to go up to window here at the top in order to do this, and we're going to scroll down to layouts and then choose 2x3. I find that when we're working with 2D this works great. Now also we don't need all of this settings on the side here, so what I like to do too is grab the project folder and drag that down underneath the hierarchy, put those as the same one, and kind of push it over a little bit, and there you go. And then we can just, even if we want, kind of click on this and lift this up too, so there's a little bit in between on both sides. This is pretty much all we need. Now we got two full windows. This is our work scene, this is the game view, and then of course our hierarchy, project, and inspector over here on the side. Now once you've done that, we need to create our files, right, and our folders in order to put our content. So I'm going to expand this out just momentarily so we can see in here a little bit better. And you can right click on this right here on the word assets, or the folder assets. So we can go over here and create and then choose folder. And we're going to make a folder called work files. All right, and I'm going to hit enter there. And you'll see that a work files folder is shown up here too. Now we can create, just the way I showed you there, files and I should say folders, but we can also create folders by right clicking and then going show and explorer. So we actually get a Windows Explorer view, go into that work files folder, and anything we create in here will show up in here, as this is just a mirror version of what we see on our computer. Now what we need to do, because we're actually adding a bunch of different folders to the project, is create those folders so that we can place our content and be organized. So in this folder I'm going to call one, we're going to actually do another 4 folders. You can see over here on the side. We're going to do animations. Okay. We're also going to do scripts. We're going to do sprites. And finally, we're going to do prefabs for prefabrications. And there you go. So there's our 4 new folders. If I go over and switch back into Unity, you'll now see that this work files folder does have all of these other folders that we just created, our animations, prefab, scripts, and sprites. Now what I'm going to do is actually, and what we have to do on a very regular basis so that we lose our work, is to save the scene. Now right now we haven't actually done any work, but this is just good habit. So we're going to go up to the top and we're going to go File. We're going to go Save Scene. And it's the first time we're saving it, so it's asking us what we want to save it as. We can just call this 2D Platformer. Okay. And then just hit save. And we're going to save it right here within the file structure of the asset. So you basically have your work files and then your scene file. Now of course you can just stick that in work files. You can easily just drag it and put it in there. We can double click and now you can see that we have our folders plus the file over here. And by the way, if these icons are too big, you can always move the slider down here and we can just change this to text. So now we can see our different folders this way. Okay, and then our little Unity scene like that also. Now last thing we need to do in order to get started is actually download the files. If you go to the shell, you'll see right here, and I'm actually going to minimize real quick. I'm going to minimize this, and then we're going to expand back out right here. All right, so within the shell, you can see I'm under Files. You want to go over to Class Files, and you want to download the folder or the zip file Unity2D Final.zip. Okay, now I've already done that. I've downloaded it and extracted it, and I get this folder down here. And this is what we have in the folder. We have scripts, we have sprites, and then we have a user guide created by the actual programmer who did the scripts for me within this little template. Now what we're going to do is, since I already have this open, I'm actually just going to drag my scripts and my sprites, copy them from over here and paste them into here into the same exact folders. And now all that information is in here. So you see scripts and sprites have now been pasted into these folders. Of course, if you didn't have that already open, I'm going to switch back to Unity, and you can see it's loading up with all those new files. So it's just kind of green, the green bar progressing. All right, and now if I actually open up those, you'll see our scripts and our sprites within the scene. Now, as I was saying before, if you actually didn't have that open, you could, as always, right-click on the work files here, Show and Explore, open that up, and then there you go. There's your scripts and your sprites, just like I had open before. But that's all we really need to know as far as getting the scene started. And then the next video, we're actually going to start using sprites and showing you guys how sprites work and so on from there. So I'll see you in the next one.